Hello, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is KW Consumer Mobile App class. So it's an overview of KW's Consumer Mobile App. And so if you're here with me live, just like I talked about, go ahead, drop any questions or comments in the chat. I'll be happy to talk with you as I teach and as we go along. And if I happen to miss the question, no worries. I'll stay a couple of minutes after class and help get those answered for you. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email. That email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help you. So, this app, it is for consumers. It's for your contacts, and it could be for anybody in your database. This really does apply to sellers, buyers, past clients, future clients, tire kickers, your open house junkies, pretty much anybody you have in your database. They can get value out of this app. And so today I'm going to be going over with you, number one, how to get it on your phone, how to share it with your contacts, and then we'll actually jump into the app and go over the benefits for sellers, for buyers, show you how some searches can be looked up and saved searches can be created by your consumers, how they can create their own accounts on the app, which actually gives you Big Brother access within your command account. You get to see any homes they've even viewed, favorited, all the goodies. So you also will have some benefits as an agent in watching your interaction of your clients and being able to help them in their house search through this app. You are the only agent that will show for every single listing that this app pulls on all the MLSs. So that is another big benefit too. So we'll be covering all of that today. First, let's actually start with how to download the app. And as you can see here, this is the mobile view up here on your screen. Let me first point out the differences in the two KW apps that you see at the top. The one on the left, this is white background, red KW. That's the consumer mobile app. You'll also hear it referenced as the My KW app. It's been dubbed that recently. So if you hear My KW app or consumer mobile app, it's that one. It's the white background, red KW. This is for the consumers. The one to the right, the red background, white KW, that's Command. That's the Command mobile app. That's for you, the agent. Okay. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But I just want you to have a clear understanding which one is for consumers and which one is for you, the agent. The consumer mobile app, it is for consumers. When you go to log in as the agent, it does not see you as an agent. You will want to create your own consumer login. I'm going to show you how to do that here in just two shakes. So just know that if you go to log in to the consumer mobile app, it doesn't use any of your agent logins. You'll actually want to create your own consumer login, which I highly recommend so that you can see what consumers experience. So let's talk about downloading this app and actually getting it on your mobile device. So within a Command desktop version, if you happen to be on the desktop, I will be switching to that later in the second half of class to show you where your KW app link lives. But if you do happen to have Command desktop up, you can just click on welcome everybody that's coming in. You can click on the website tab on the far left of your Command dashboard and then click on settings. That will allow you to see your KW app link. It's unique to you. When a consumer uses that link on a mobile device, it will prompt them to download this app and it will be branded to you. It will already be set for you to be their agent. And you'll get a notification within your command that they created that account and logged in. If you don't have Command Desktop up, let me show you on a mobile device how you can actually use that link. You can find it in your Command mobile app. So let me touch the Command mobile app on your screen here. And at the top left, once you've logged in, you can click on your name at the top left and see where it says Share My KW App Link. That link is right there for you. So you can go ahead and share that with a consumer. They'll open it like via text or via email. As long as they're on a mobile device, it will automatically prompt them to download the app and it will be branded to you. Okay. So again, that's a unique link just for you and it will be branded to you. It might make a little more sense in just a second when I actually show you what it looks like when the app is branded, but it means that you're the agent that shows up. Okay. So that's one way. You can get this link right here in your Command Mobile app and you can share it that way. I'm going to close that Command app and come back to our home screen here. The next way is the App Store on your device. So you can see at the top right here, I have the App Store, blue background with the white A on it. If you're on an Android device, you might be looking for Google Play Store. So depending on your particular device, just find your App Store. I'm going to go ahead and tap on App Store. And once you are in your App Store, on the bottom right-hand corner, there's a search or a magnifying glass. I'm going to touch that. The cursor is now at the top in the search field, and we're just going to search for KW and hit search. Notice the two KW apps at the bottom. Remember the one with the white background, red KW, that's the one we're looking for today. That's that consumer mobile app. So if you don't have your branded app link, you can come to an app store just like this and go ahead and download that app directly. The thing about this part, though, is it won't be branded to you because it's not using that unique link for your app link. When you download the app directly from the App Store onto your device, it won't be branded. You'll actually be prompted to find and choose your agent. So, again, when you are downloading this app onto your device, it's always best to use that KW app link you have within Command or within Command Mobile. But if by chance you happen to download it from the App Store and it's not branded, it's okay. I'll show you how to get it branded here in just a second. Okay. So right here in the App Store with the white background, red KW, you should see a button that says Get, or you might see a cloud with a down arrow indicating that you've previously downloaded it and it's just on your cloud. You can go ahead and choose either of those options to get that app on your phone or mobile device. As you can see here, we have an open button. That means the device already has this app loaded on it, and you can go ahead and choose to go directly to that app if you would like to. Okay. All right. So now that we've talked about how to download the app, I'm going to go ahead and close that and come back to our home screen. Let's go ahead and talk about actually opening the app itself and creating a consumer account. So let me touch the white background, red KW at the top. This is what the home screen will look like. Your consumer or you, the agent, you have a couple of options here to either sign up and create that consumer account or go ahead and log in if you have one. There is that skip for now option on the bottom. If I'm just going to go ahead and click that just to show you what happens if you don't create an account for the app. It will let you come in here and start searching for properties. I'm going to show you how to deep dive into this and really work it out great in just a few minutes. But I just want to show you what happens without an account. It will let you start searching and things like that, but you can't save any data and you won't get very far. It will continue to prompt you to create an account so that you can save your favorites and things like that. Notice the little person icon in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to touch that to show you this is what I mean when I say it's unbranded. Notice at the top, it doesn't show you, it doesn't show your photo, it doesn't show your contact information. It actually says find a KW agent. So if this is what the app looks like on your device, or maybe you're working with a contact and they've already downloaded the app this way, and you need to make sure it's branded to you, no problem. You would simply click find a local agent right there at the top. You would search for your name and choose the Connect with Me button. That means that you are now their selected agent, and your command will now show that they have an account and they'll be a contact in your command database, and you'll get to track their activity on the app. Okay, so this is what it looks like unbranded. I'll show you in just a second once it shows branded. So let's go back to the home button right here, and we're going to readdress that sign up login option. Okay, the reason we want the consumer to create that account is number one, it gives them more options, right? They do get to save favorites. They do get to track a collection of homes if they want to track them on the market. They get to research and favorite neighborhoods, um, things like that, and a lot of other perks that I'll be sharing with you as we move through the app. For you, the agent, the benefit of them creating a consumer account is so that number one, you'll be able to track them in your command database. You'll be able to see when they log in. You'll be able to see when they even just view a listing, much less start to favorite it. They can also send you a message through the app, and they can request showings through the app too. Okay, it will come to you and it'll be your responsibility to reach out to the listing agent and actually schedule, but they can still tell you that they want to go ahead and schedule that showing. Having this consumer account also allows for you to be able to interact in a way of helping them choose houses, or you recommend them houses through this app as well. Okay. So, Ravine, actually, shall we use, got a question in the chat. Shall we use the same sign in credential of command for KW app? Actually, no. So, I'll go ahead and share that again. On this consumer app, it won't recognize any of your agent logins. It only is for consumers. So if you, the agent, would like to create a consumer account, which I highly recommend, excuse me, you'll create your own account. It won't be the same as like your command logins and things like that. Okay. So, yep. So let's go ahead and walk through that. I'm going to click the sign up login button at the top, brings us back to that same home page, right? So if we need to create an account from scratch, we would click sign up on the left, and it's going to ask a few questions. It will ask first name, last name, and email address. Okay. So you'll go ahead and enter those items, or like you see at the bottom, you can actually use a similar login like for Google, Apple, or Facebook. Once they enter this information, they'll be prompted to create a password, and then it actually creates the account for them. At that exact moment, you will get a notification within your command letting you know that you have a new consumer account on your app. And so it will let you know the contact's information that they've entered, their name and their email. And you will have an indicator beside their name. It'll be a green check mark in a circle beside their name in your command database that indicates to you that they have a consumer account. And you'll be able to track all their data in their timeline in their contact profile within command. All right. But you will get a notification of that. It'll come across like a new lead. Okay. If they already have an account, they can choose login right here. And now they'll just be prompted to enter their email address and their password. Let's talk about their email address just for a second. If you already have this contact in your command database and they go to create their consumer account with the same primary email address that you have on file for them, in your command, it will update that existing contact profile. Okay. So it will just update it and continue to use that same profile. If, let's say, this consumer has multiple email addresses and they come and create a consumer account on your app with a different email than you have on file for them in command, in that case, it will create a new contact in your command database using that new primary email address. Okay. We just get a lot of questions about that. So I just wanted to make sure. Nola, you said, I'm trying to follow along, but your screen does not look like yours. You want to make sure that you're in that consumer app, the white background and red KW. And once we get logged in here, it may look a little different once we're logged in. So let's go ahead and fill in these fields with our information here. And we'll go ahead and log in to the consumer account. All right, here we are. So maybe Nola, this looks more like what you're seeing once you're logged in. Okay. Let me know if it's still not. Okay. But from right here, guys, this is the home page, kind of like a dashboard to the consumer app. You'll notice at the bottom left, notice a little house icon with the white bar at the bottom. Ah, Nola, okay. Yes, they were in the red KW. That's command, and that's going to be yours as an agent. So today is the consumer mobile app. So it's the white background, red KW. And so that would definitely be why it looks different. I'm glad it was an easy fix though. Okay, good. So again, right here, consumer mobile app, home screen. You'll notice the home in the bottom left-hand corner with a white bar under it. That indicates to you what tab you are on. We're going to explore all of the four tabs at the bottom. I just want to hop right over to the little person one. Again, remember the branded app part? I want to show you now what it looks like when it's branded. Over here on the far right, we'll touch the person tab. This is what it should look like if it is branded, a branded app. If a consumer used your KW branded app link, this is what it will look like once they download the app and log in. It should have you and your photo and your information up here at the top instead of it asking to find an agent. Okay? All right. We'll visit this tab later. We'll jump into some things that are back here, but for now, let's travel on back to the home tab and we'll jump in from right here. Okay? So remember I said it's for buyers and sellers. Let me show you the seller portion when it comes to people that currently own real estate. The top right, you'll notice, or kind of top center, you'll notice two tabs. We have the buy/rent. You can tell that's the tab we're on because you see it colored in the pink and the purple, right? Over to the right of that, the gray tab is my home. So I'm going to touch my home. And this is kind of back where a seller would have some benefits back here. You'll notice the first option is to let's find your home to get started. They can enter their address right there. And as you scroll down, it actually helps them find their home value if they've entered an address. So I'm going to do that quickly just to show you what it would look like. So we'll enter an address. We'll just do 123 Main Street here, just for a sample. And it should start, there he goes. It should start populating a drop-down menu that you can see here of different places. Let me see if I can, there we go. So you can see all the different options and just choose one from the drop-down to select that address. Give it a quick second. All right. And so apparently I chose, you can see like a commercial property or a vacant lot in New York for this address. If it were a home that actually had data within KW at this point, they may actually be able to give an accurate estimate of what that value of that home would be at this point. And that would be great. It'll give it to that seller and show it right here on the screen, home value estimate. However, if it's a location that there's not a lot of data on, maybe it hasn't sold recently at all, or it's in a very rural area where there's not a lot of comps, then the consumer may get this message right here. We need more information about your home. They would see the pre-populated message at the bottom. It goes ahead and types in a message to the agent, and they can choose to send home info down here at the bottom. It would send it to you, the agent, and you would get a notification within your command or your command mobile app letting you know that this person has reached out to you wanting more information on their home value. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button to send it. You'll see it brings them back to my home tab, but notice that it saved the address right here so that they can continue to track it. They have a home equity calculator, which is what we just saw, but we'll go ahead and click, excuse me, it's the home equity calculator is different. The home value estimator is what we were just at. But now we can actually, for the home equity calculator, click Let's Go and go to a home equity calculator for that seller. And at the bottom, back to the home value, it gives them the same blurb down here, which is kind of repetitive right now. We believe updates are coming. But again, it just gives them another option to reach back out to the agent again, requesting more information on their home value. So this is just a tiny little dashboard for a seller if they are interested in getting more information about their current house, and possibly listing it with you. Okay. There'll be more value for a seller in some of the other features that we go through, like creating custom searches and things like that, especially if they're looking to purchase a second property or possibly relocate. So you'll see other value to sellers too, but I did want to highlight this seller's dashboard right here under the My Home tab. Let's go ahead and click back to the Buy Rent on the top left. And this dashboard is kind of like quick click links, basically, kind of like your command dashboard, right? So you have places that you can click and go immediately to just to have some saved steps in order to find the information you're looking for. So you'll notice here at the bottom, there's three different tabs: collections, saved searches, and neighborhoods. These are three different things that a consumer can track and follow within their app. Real quick, a collection, that is hand-picked properties. Hand-picked properties that they have decided to put a little heart on, and you'll see that heart here in just a second. You can put a heart on a particular property, and it will add it to your collection. These properties can be all over. It doesn't have to be in the same location. It can be different types of properties. It just means that we've taken the properties that they've put a heart on and favorited, and they will be able to follow that property on and off the market. If it goes under contract, if it comes off temporarily, if it has a sales price adjustment, any of those things, they will continue to be able to see that home right here in their collection. Collections, you manually add homes and you manually take them away once you're done tracking them. Okay. If you decide you no longer are interested, you would take off your little heart and that house would come out of that collection. The saved searches tab that's right after that, saved searches are those criteria like 3 beds, 3 baths, 2 acres, pool, things like that that your consumers are looking for. And the saved searches actually update automatically. Any property that is active on the market or coming soon that meets their criteria would populate in their saved searches. They don't have to manually add or manually take away homes. It automatically populates with what's currently on the market. Now I'm going to be showing you how to set all these up. I'm just briefly giving you some definitions so that it will make a little more sense as we move through the app. Neighborhoods is that other tab. Pretty self-explanatory. You'll have the option, or the consumer will have the option to look at certain neighborhoods, the market snapshot of that neighborhood, what the locals say, commute time from places that are important to them to this particular neighborhood, all kinds of things. But they can actually favorite neighborhoods as well so that they can keep an eye on it. At any point when they click on that neighborhood tab, it'll also show them the listings that are currently active on the market in that particular area. So here on the dashboard, on that home tab that you see that we're on, these are just quick links or places to quickly glance at those collections, saved searches, and neighborhoods. We'll revisit this at the end. Let's take time now to actually go over to the magnifying tab that you see at the bottom. And this is the search tab. This is where they can come and find properties. And as we move through this search and show you how to look up properties, how to favorite them and add them to your collections, I'll also be showing you how to create those saved searches and how to follow those neighborhoods. And that way, when we revisit our home tab later, you'll be able to see those particular items there at a quick glance, like a consumer would. Okay. So right here, magnifying glass to look at properties. Lots of features here to go through, so I'm going to touch on them briefly. One of the biggest things for this app is you can turn location on and it will show you properties around you. It's fabulous if you're traveling or you're exploring a new area, or maybe a consumer just found a neighborhood that they're absolutely in love with and they just want a home near that particular area. So you'll see at the search bar at the top of your screen there, you can put your cursor in that search bar and begin searching for almost anything, and it will pull the properties, city, neighborhood, address, there's school districts options, zip code options. So you can type in pretty much anything you're looking for, but notice the black arrow on the far right. That's the location. So they would need to tap that and turn on their location permissions for this app in order for this map to show properties that are immediately around the area that they're currently in. Okay. Otherwise, it does usually default to Austin, Texas, where KW headquarters are located. Okay. From there, again, search bar at the top, they can search for properties that way. And they do have a different view, guys. It doesn't have to be on a map view. Notice at the very bottom, you can swap over to list. So I'm going to touch list just to show you there is a better way. You can look at properties this way as well. I'm going to flip back to map. We'll come back to this list view, but I just want you to know that that is an option if somebody does not want to use the map view. So I'm going to go back to map to show you that they can actually draw a custom area on the map as well. Maybe there's like a central highway in the middle of their town and they want to make sure that their morning commute does not include having to cross it or get on it, right? So you can click the little hand at the top right of that map that you're looking at, and now you can draw using your finger or a device and actually draw a custom area on a map as well if you'd like to do that. Now that you have either drawn the area or you use the search bar at the top, and by the way, you can pinch this map and go through and look for different areas as well that way. But once you have your selected area, you can choose the filters at the top left of your screen. And I want to go through those briefly with you. So we'll just choose filters. Notice that we have three options. We can look for sale properties, we can look for rent properties, and sold properties. Remember that value to sellers? Right here, they have an option to look for sold properties and find comps that would be similar to theirs. Or maybe they're just looking in comps in a particular area because they'd like to make an offer on a property there. So you do have some added benefit for buyers, renters, and sellers right here within searches. Okay. At any point during the time you're filling out these filters, notice the top right, we have the option to save this search. So at any point, we can save it. I'm going to show you how to do that at the end. But this is a way that a consumer can create their own saved search within their mobile app. By the way, you, the agent, also have the option within your command account to create a saved search for your contacts. It's within their contact profile within your command database, and I'll show you that before the end of class. We'll be bouncing back over to the command desktop version so that I can show you from an agent perspective some of the benefits that you have within there to actually create these saved searches for your contacts. Okay. And just to explore very quickly here, these filters, just notice at the top, you have some fields like no min and no max. You would simply touch those to put your cursor in those so that if you ever needed to, you could go ahead and type it in that way. Or you can use that slide bar underneath as well. So just know that that is an option here for that particular type of field. The other type of field that you'll see is right here. See how it's just like a line of bubbles? Any is highlighted in navy blue, which means that is what is currently selected. But you can choose by tapping on what you would prefer here to select it. Notice it has the plus sign after the bedrooms. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That means they want properties that would have at least minimum 3 bedrooms or more, right? But you do have an exact match option. And if you chose that, it takes away the plus sign and it would only show properties with that exact number of bedrooms or exact number of bathrooms. Okay. So if your consumer ever needs help on these fields, now you'll know how to explain it to them. You can go down. Again, this particular field is pretty self-explanatory, like property type. It's just bubbles. You tap on the one when you want to select. And if they are selected, they'll be in navy blue, like you see here. The more filters you apply, usually the less, let's see if I can get my cursor to get out of there so that it'll make the keyboard go away. There we go. Um, so the more filters you select, the less results you're going to get. Notice in the bottom right-hand corner, it shows us that we're already down to 13 results. So sometimes setting more filters will just really narrow down that search and might possibly eliminate a really good option. So use discretion in setting up the filters, and you may want to share that with your consumer as well. But there's a lot of options here, guys. I'm just going to scroll through just so you can see some of them. Lots of options for different filters. I really want to show you these down here at the bottom, though. Remember, I said this is even for like open house junkies. Down here at the bottom, even if you just have tire kickers in your database, people that are just not motivated to sell or buy at this time, or maybe just not at the point where they can. Well, maybe they like to go to open houses and look at houses or get inspired or daydream about that one day when they're going to be ready as a client. Well, this is perfect. They can come in here and choose to view open houses by toggling on that toggle there to the right. You can see now it's colored in the pink and purple. And that way they'll get to see listings that are open houses within the particular area they chose, and it will give them updates. So choose that if you would like. Again, just showing you that there really is value for anybody in your database for this app. Okay. Now that we've created our filters, let's go ahead and click at the bottom right to show 13 results. It brings us back. We're still on map view, but now let's go ahead and click on list view so I can show you these properties. Moves them back into tile view when you choose the list, and we can see our properties here listed. Okay. Now would be a good time to go ahead and save that search so that everything that you just set up, the area, the filters, you even have a sort option in the top center. Sorry, I skipped that, guys. Now that you set filters, it does give you a sort option. So let me touch on that really quick to show you what it will do. This will let you view the listings in a particular order. So you can just choose from this menu here which one you would prefer to see. So maybe they're looking for price versus living area. So maybe one of the best deals, right? And so you can go ahead and choose that. And it resorts our listings to show in that particular order. And we have our save button at the top right. So I'm going to go ahead and click the save button at the top right to save this search. And we'll just put our little cursor in that field and say demo search for today. When you're labeling the saved searches as a consumer or telling your consumers how to do this, you may just want to make sure that they are including a keyword in that search name to indicate to them where it was and what it is, right? So if they're looking for a particular neighborhood, it might be helpful to have that neighborhood in the name of the search. That way it's easily located later or able to be referenced later if they ever need to make an edit to the saved search or something like that. So we'll go ahead and click save. Now it's saved. That saved search is now saved. You, the agent, can now see in their contact profile and command that they've created a saved search. And when the consumer logs into their app, right there on that home page that we were on before, they'll now have properties showing on the saved search tab. In a few minutes, I'll show you how they can actually adjust their notification preferences as well if they even want to continue or get email notifications or push notifications for new listings that might match their saved search. So they don't always just have to open their app to check. There's ways for them to get notifications, and we'll go over that before the end of class. Okay. Ravine, you have great questions. Is there any way I can filter by KW agent listings in an area? So, because the app hopefully is branded to you and you're the only listing agent, right now there's not a filter for a particular agent. So, not right now. That's a great thing. If you guys ever go to ideas.kw.com, by the way, that is where KW engineers pull ideas to upgrade command. So you can go to ideas.kw.com, suggest an idea, and even upvote some other ones. And they'll actually end up implementing a lot of those things that are put there. So that might be something you want to share there if that's something you're looking for. Exactly. Yep. Ideas.kw.com. Excellent. All right. So we've saved our search. Here's the properties. I want to show you how a consumer can look through the property and what all the information is that it shares with them. So at any given point, notice the heart right there on the listing. That's how they can add it to the collection. That means they want to track this particular listing for its entirety on the market, even if it goes pending, even if it comes off temporarily, whatever. They want to manually add it to that special collection that they track. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the heart just to show you what it looks like. So we've added that property to our collection, aka favorites, and it will have the colored heart on it for moving forward. If they ever decide they don't want to track that house or they don't want it in their collection anymore, you simply touch the heart again and it will remove it. Here in list view, they can preview some of the photos here in the list just by thumbing through. It'll give you, I think, 5 photos, and then it will take them here to this. To view more images, you need to click on the listing. The click on the listing would just mean any of the data you see there at the bottom that says the address and the quick stats about it. And of course, they can scroll down and scroll through different properties. Okay. So for this, we'll come back up and we'll go ahead and choose this property right here. If they want to see more, they would simply tap on the listing to open it up. Now is a good time to stop and tell you this consumer account that they've created on this app also works on your KW agent site. So if they go to your KW agent site and there's a login link on the far right hand corner, they can use those same logins to log into your website and also be able to look at properties, see their saved searches, see their collections, favorite properties. And the reason I wanted to point that out now is this view that you're fixing to see as of a listing is going to look pretty much exactly like it does on your KW agent site when they're looking for a property. They will also find the same search and or filter and sort options as well on your KW agent site the entire time, as long as they're logged into their account, either on the app or your KW site, you will continue to get updates within your command in their contact profile, and you can track what all they're viewing and looking at. Okay. So this is what the listing looks like. You'll notice the photos at the top. I'm going to go ahead and click on the photo just so you can see how the photos can be expanded. It could bring you here to more of a tile view, and you have 3 options across the top: photos, a virtual tour if it's available on the property, and also a street view of the property. Okay. Notice the options too at the top right, there's a share button. This is a great way, guys, to share properties with somebody. Maybe you're at an open house. Maybe you just connected with somebody in the grocery store, whatever it is, and you want to share a particular property with them. Do it through your consumer mobile app. Open it up really quick, find the property, click the share button. It will send them a text and or through email, whichever way you want. But they will be able to again see only you as the listing agent for that property. You also have the heart at the top as well to always add that to your collections if you want to. You can click on the photos here as well to make them bigger if you want, and you can slide through them that way. Okay. I'm going to click the back button at the left. Notice at the bottom of the screen, you continuously have options. The consumer will continuously have options to request a tour of the property or reach out to you via message. I'm going to walk you through that in just a second, but notice those buttons will follow us along as we're looking at the listings. We're going to click back and come here to the listing. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, this is going to show you as we move down. Notice at the top goes to a little quick link right there, not quick link, quick stats. There we go, that you can see of the property. So I'll show you that again as it started. So where the photo is, as you scroll down and move from that information, it kind of stamps itself there at the top. Okay. It pins itself so that you'll continue to be able to see that. And as you're moving through the information here, notice that it comes down to a property description, property details, and you have buttons all along the way to expand and see more details, things like that. And here's the agent information. Again, should be your information that you're seeing here. It goes ahead and pre-populates a message to that agent right there at the bottom that you can see. And they can click get in touch or request a tour. So I'm going to walk you through what this looks like. So the consumer, let's say they want to send you a message. They've got a question about this property. Okay. They can click get in touch right here. And in a second, it sends whatever message was in that field. They could have edited it or used the pre-populated one, but right here, they're already done. That was sent over immediately to the agent. And now you, the agent, will get a notification within your command or your command mobile app letting you know that you have a new message from the consumer to reply to. At this time, there's not a way for you to directly respond back through the app. You would use your own personal device to text, call, email, whatever their preferred method is. Okay. Request a tour button right here. We'll click that and it gives them several options to go ahead and choose a day and then a time frame that they want. So they can select the date. We'll say tomorrow in the morning. And then you can actually enter two more time frames if they want to. Okay. So we'll just choose one more and say, okay, Friday would be a good backup in the afternoon. And down at the bottom, they have the choice if they want the tour in person or a live video. If they choose live video, it gives them some other options of what platform that they want it to be on. So we'll just say FaceTime. Notice that it's selected whenever it is colored in. If it's gray, it's unselected, and they can choose more than one. Okay. As we're coming on down, this is where it asks for their phone number. Remember, when they created their consumer account, it actually only gave them an option to enter their name and email. Okay. This is another benefit. Notice that even though I entered a fake phone number, it knows it. It says enter a valid phone number. So it kind of helps vet and keep spam from coming through too. So just know that you have the option there, or they have the option there to enter a phone number, and then they can enter a message to you as well. And then they will need to check the disclaimers at the bottom to give consent for them to you to reach them. Okay. Trying to remember our phone number. That's awful. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. I'm not sure if that's ours. It might be one digit off. And then request tour. Um, and then here you go. You have a thank you. As soon as they submit the request tour form, they get this pop-up screen as a consumer, and you, the agent, will now get a notification in your command again, letting you know it's done. Okay. Those are two ways that the consumer can reach out to you directly through the app. Okay. And as we go on down, it is again, same information that you would see on a listing on your website. So they do have the estimated calculator here for a mortgage calculator. It has the fields where they can adjust the information. You also have some tax history if available. And here's the neighborhood right down here. It tells them the neighborhood that it's in and see the follow option. If we follow that neighborhood, now they will also get updates on that neighborhood as well as on their home screen too. You'll be able, or they'll be able to follow that particular neighborhood. It gives them a market snapshot, provides nearby schools. They also have a transit and commute. This is a feature that I love. Essentially, what the consumer can do is add a place right here or multiple places to the transit and commute feature. And then as they're viewing listings on your app, it will automatically tell them what the commute is from the places that are personal to them to the particular listing that they're looking at. So maybe they're relocating for work, so they have a job location or a school or a family member's home or place of worship, whatever it is, they can add that place here and continue to track how far different listings are from those places that are important to them. Similar properties is another thing that it will offer, and they can scroll through, as well as nearby properties in other neighborhoods too. Okay. So that's what a whole listing looks like when you start opening it up and expanding it on your app. I'm going to click the back button at the top left to bring us back to where we have our tabs across the bottom, and we can just quickly explore those. The heart, it actually will show you the same thing as on the home dashboard, but you can expand a little bit. So this shows us our collections of homes that we've already saved. We can click on that collection. It shows us these homes. I was trying to hope. Yeah, there's one. See how you can see that these properties have already sold, but they're still in our collection because you would manually add or manually remove for a collection. But you got to track that home all the way through the market, no matter what happened to it. So it's still here. And if you decide to no longer follow it, you can just click the heart and it removes that property from the collection. I'm going to click the back button at the top left and click on Saved Searches. Now remember, we just created a saved search, so you can see it right there, Demo Search 625. At any point, you can click that saved search, and it would bring you to the listings that currently match that search. If we go to the heart again, come on, little guy. There we go. And saved searches. Notice the three dots beside the saved searches. They can come in here, the consumer, they can edit the saved search or delete it. You, the agent, within your command, if you created the saved search for them, you and the consumer will both have the options to edit the saved search or delete it. If the consumer created the saved search within their app, they are the only ones with the option to edit or delete it. You may still be able to see it within your command that they have a saved search. You just won't be able to make changes to it if they were the ones that originatedly, that is not a word. If they originally, don't worry, I will continue drinking coffee. It'll be okay. If they originally created the saved search, they will be the only ones with the edit options. Okay. All right. Let's go to the neighborhood tab quickly here. You can see the neighborhoods that have been followed. Typically, this has a little preview of the map to the left of the name. Today, they have not been populating. It may be an update that KW is doing in the app today, or it just might have a bug today. So, but generally, you would see a little map beside those neighborhood names. And there's three dots again where the person can come in and decide to unfollow if they choose to. Okay. Last but not least, little person at the bottom right-hand corner. We were here earlier. Again, this just shows where the app is branded to you, the agent. But notice they have some notifications that they can adjust. So I'm going to click notifications. And this is where they can choose what they are notified for. So the push notifications, those are on the mobile device, right? It's the little bubble on the app icon that tells you how many notifications you have or any alerts, depending on your device settings, that you may get. You also have the option for email notifications. They can be notified by email when new listings match their saved searches. They can even go through their saved searches individually because maybe they are really super hot on, let's say, the WP areas right there in the middle, and they definitely want to be email notified and have push notifications. And instead of just daily, they want them instant for that particular area. So you can come in here and adjust them per saved search or just across the board. At the very top here, you can decide, no, we don't want any emails, but we do want push. Collections is at the top right, so then they can also decide what kind of notifications they want for their collections as well. Okay. They have full control over those notifications within their apps. Last but not least, I'm going to click on the home here, just so now that you can see the little preview that we had at the bottom of the home page. You can come and view the collections, open houses, saved searches, and the homes that meet their saved searches, and also those neighborhoods that they followed. Okay. And again, the neighborhood map's not coming up, but that may just be a bug today. That's it from the mobile view. I'm going to switch over briefly just for a couple of minutes here at the end of class to show you the desktop version. So give me just a second here, guys. We're going to go ahead and stop the mobile display, and I will share with you guys from a desktop view with command what it looks like for you, the agent. Two shakes. It's taken its sweet time. One moment. It's putting us through the MFA code. Just a second, guys. I know we always all appreciate the new security, just not always the time it takes, right? All right, here we go. So let me go ahead and share a command view with you guys. Somebody can give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat. Let me know that you can see this desktop view. That'd be great. Awesome, quizzing. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So from right here within your command, guys, you can create collections and saved searches for your consumers. Thank you for all of those yeses. Awesome. So I just want to quickly point out where you would do that. For a saved search, you would come here to your contacts. Wow, it's really slow today, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. And you would open up your contact. So we'll just pick this little guy right here. And you have a saved search tab right here within your contacts so that you can come in here and create a saved search. You can see any previously created saved searches. If you, the agent, created them, and you can see who created them, right? You'll either see your name as the agent or you'll see the consumer's name. You can come here and click the pencil to edit those saved searches or choose the trash can to actually delete them. So you go ahead and set those up for your consumers, and they will be here. If the consumer does not have a consumer account on your app or the KW site, the initial email will go to them saying you've created a saved search and asking them to consent to receive the emails. Okay. So they'll have to see that email first, reply back to consent, or click the button in the link, actually. Click the link in the email to consent to receiving those saved searches. And then they'll continue to receive the emails for those saved searches. If they have a consumer account, they will receive these emails and also get notifications on their app about the saved searches you've created. To create a collection for consumers, you can come right here to the Listings tab in Command and go to the Collections tab up here at the top. You can create collections for any of your contacts. You would just simply click Create Collection, and you can pick listings, y'all, that are anywhere in the world. They don't have to be from just one neighborhood. They can be from all over. And then you'll have the option to share them with multiple contacts, even if you want. There's a tip video on our YouTube channel for creating a collection and also for creating a saved search. So check those out if there's something you want to do. And last but not least, I'm going to take you to our demo KW agent site here to show you where you can log in. So you can see the KW site here, right? The login option at the top right is where a consumer can come and enter those same logins and use a desktop version instead of a mobile app version. You can see that it will ask them for their login information, or they can go ahead and sign up and create a new account and they would log in here. Okay. So this is where they can come in and again, view their favorites, their collection, their saved searches, all those things, okay, in order to go ahead and view that. Give me just a second. I'm going to pull this over and get logged in, hopefully, so you guys can see. if it will work quickly for us, because I know we only have one more minute here. There we go. So now it's logged in. Notice what changes. Instead of the login, they can click on their initials in the top right. And now this is a demo account. So we have used this so many times, we've confused it. So no, that's not Scott Leroy's photo, even though it says connect with Scott Leroy. But you can see here that the consumer can get to their saved searches, adjust their notifications, all the goodies right here within your KW agent site. All right. All right, guys, that is the end of our class today. I'm going to stop the recording. If you are here with me live and you have any questions at all, go ahead and drop those in the chat. I'll be happy to stay and help get them answered for you. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email, and that email is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.